These are fun leg and feet trivia. Running will form leg muscles faster and better than any other form of exercise since running uses all of the leg muscles. When correctly aligned, your foot arch will support 6 times your body weight. In yoga, the legs up the wall pose is not only what leaves tired or cramped legs, but it also eases anxiety and stress. So these are the phalanges, these are the metatarsal bones, these are the tarsals. This is the calcaneus, this is the talus, and then we go, and this is the fibula, this is the tibia, this is the patella, and this is the femur. This is the interossiplantaris. Its origin is the ventral bases of the metatarsals 3, 4, and 5. Its insertion is the proximal phalanges of 3, 4, and 5 as well. The action adducts the toes. This is the interossi dorsalis. Its origin is the dorsal bases of the metatarsal 1 through 4. The insertion is the proximal phalanges, and the action is to abduct the toes. 1, go. This is the tibialis posterior. Its origin is the superior portion of the tibia and the fibula, and the interosseous of the membrane. The insertion is the tendon passes the oblique behind the medial of the malleus along the metatarsals and crosses under the foot at the proximal navicle bone, inserting into navicle plantar cuneiforms calcaneus and ends at the metatarsal base. See picture below. If its action flexes the ankle and inverts the foot. This is a hallucis longus. It's tibialis intermuscular septum, the margin of the fibular shaft. Its insertion is the tendon. It runs under the foot around the falar trochlea to the distal phalanx of the great toe. Its action flexes the great toe, pushing off the muscle during walking. The plantar flexes and inverts the foot, helps stabilize the inside of the ankle. The flexor digitorum longus. Its origin is an intermuscular septum in the lateral tibial of the margin. The insertion is the base and the plantar surfaces of the distal phalanges of toes 2 to 5. Its action flexes toes 2 to 5, and the plantar flexes and inverts the foot. It enables the foot to firmly grip the ground when walking. This is the peroneus fibularis brevis. Its origin is distal half of the portion of the fibular shaft. Its insertion spirals around the lateral malleolus of the fibula and inserts on the proximal end of the 5th metatarsal. Its action plantar flexes and reverts the foot as part of the pronate group, helps walk on uneven surfaces. This is the extensor digitorum longus. Its origin is the lateral condyle of the tibia, proximal 3/4 of the fibula. Its interosseous membrane. The insertion is a tendon that divides into 4 parts. Insert into middle and distal phalanges of toes 2 to 5. Its action is the prime over the toe extension. Dorsal flexes the foot. Go. This is the extensor hallucis longus. Its origin is the anteromedial shaft of the fibula and the interosseous membrane. Its insertion is a tendon that inserts at the base of the distal phalanx of the big toe. Its action extends the big toe and dorsal flexes the foot. This is the peroneus longus. Its origin is the lateral tibia of the condyle and the head and the upper portion of the fibula. The insertion is by a long tendon behind the lateral malleolus under the foot to the first metatarsal and the medial cuneiform. Its action is the plantar flexes and inverts the foot, helps keep the foot flat on the floor. This is the tibialis anterior. The origin is the lateral tibial condyle up to the edge of the tibial fossa and the tibial head. The insertion is by a strong round tendon that crosses the ankle and attaches to the base of the 1 cuneiform and the 1-inch metatarsal. The action extends the ankle and inverts the foot, lifts the foot clear of the ground as legs swing forward in walking and running. Now, this is the plantaris. Its origin is the lateral supracondyle ridge of the distal femur. Its insertion is by a long tendon that joins the medial edge of the Achilles tendon onto the calcaneus. Its action flexes the knee and the ankle and laterally rotates the femur condyles on the tibia. Note, this is the soleus. Its origin is the proximal portion of the tibia and the fibula. The insertion is a strong tendon that inserts on the calcaneus or the heel. Its action is flexing. Its flexing is an important muscle for the locomotion, aids in pumping venous blood back into the heart from periphery, and is often called the skeletal muscle pump. This is the gastrocnemius. Its origin is by 2 heads, the medial head, the lower posterior femoral condyle, its lateral head. The lateral lower surface of the femoral condyle. Its insertion is a calcaneus via calcaneal Achilles tendon. It will fuse with the soleus insertion. Its action is to plantar flexes the points, the foot at the ankle joint. It assists in knee flexion. It is main propelling force in walking and running.